Hi, everybody. What's up? What's shaking, as they say? I feel like that's better. So, we are back today to talk about Discovery. There we go. Season 5, Episode 5. Mirrors. Kind of mirror universe, kind of not at all, even remotely. So, what's up with that? How is everybody? Hope you're well. Hey, Chuck, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. I know last time you said you had not so great news, so hopefully everything's a little bit better, maybe, hopefully. Anyway, thank you, Joseph. What are you guys saying? This one's kind of a miss for me. I like getting the small and Locke backstory and seeing we were right in predicting he was Breen. The whole ISS thing seemed to be just a throwaway excuse to shoot on the Strange World sets. Why would Stamets know the ISS Enterprise? So now we have a 23rd century ship just chilling at HQ. Yeah, all those things. Trekker not like the episode. Breen stations. What? Breen station scenes. Wow. More Breen, please. Marley says, I love this episode. To answer Joseph, the Enterprise already exists. Saru mentions it, and it may have been in the Unification 3 episode. It was named in dialogue only. Stamets spent a lot of time leaving his body in the first season, missing with Mary Stamets. Their ISS recognition wouldn't go to the ordinary. Perhaps we have an evil one this time. Marley, I agree, but at the same time, I don't. It just came out of the rift. There's blinding light behind it. Why would he say ISS, first of all? Secondly, why would he say Enterprise? There was no visual cue to tell him that it was an ISS or the Enterprise. So, is that an old Connie? Yeah, that would work. But anyway. I get it. I've been watching Trek since the mid 80s, and I'm not a big fan of disco, but it is what it is. And this season so far has been good enough. Yes. Just Barbato, I liked it. Just felt like it was a stretch and just convenience. Or convenient to use the Strange New World sets. 100%. Season 3 explains that our parallel universes were oscillating away from each other, hence the reason former Emperor Giorgio had to leave this time. Correct. Trek or not, ISS Enterprise is written on her hull. Stamets could have seen that in the view screen or a console off camera. Disagree. Bondex 75. Sometime as Trek purists, we delve a bit too deep into the finer details, but come on, the Breen was a canon-defining reveal and well executed, I think. The Enterprise maybe a bit of a razzle-dazzle. Yeah, it was cool seeing the Breen finally. Interesting they have like two faces. Don't know what to think of that necessarily, but cool nonetheless. Bondex 75, true, and that's why a lot of us are here. We're looking for something too much can take away the sparkle. The real reason we watch, the promise of a better tomorrow with kick-ass tech. Indeed. Detmer and Oa in command of the Enterprise, pretty sure, as we say in New Zealand. DS9, huge reference. Love the Morn-like Lorian at the bar. He's probably got the fourth piece in his belly. What do you all think the blue liquid clue is? No idea. Halfway through the season, and so far it doesn't feel like a plot is dragging. Definitely a plus compared to past seasons. Agree. Sergeant Montgomery, $5. In case I missed the live, M5 would have chose Lieutenant Commander Reese for the Enterprise mission. Yeah, sad to see the kid not get on the Connie Breen reveal. Yeah, that was actually true. And it's weird. They kind of want to write Detmer and Oa out of the show. They haven't been there really. And they deserve that. Yeah, they deserve to be off the show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sam actually had a really good point earlier that he was thinking when they said that there was 3 of them in sick bay, Maul, Locke, and our mystery thing. I was like, ooh, cool. But Sam's idea was he was hoping for Lorca to return, Prime Lorca that was stuck in the mirror universe, helping the refugees. Wow, that'd be awesome. Maybe it's his DNA that's in the vial and they'll reconstitute Lorca. It's not going to happen, but it'd be kind of neat, don't you think? There he is there. The skeleton's being made right behind me, as you see. Yeah, why send Detmer and Owa to do it? Send the guy who loves the Connie. Chrissy LeBlanc, aka Lieutenant Detmer. It's a Terran Empire ISS Enterprise, and sources are from the Mirror Universe. That's impossible. There's nowhere for that to be from the Mirror Universe. There seems to be one on board the ship, and it's adrift. Okay. Hello, Mark Henson. Hello, Ozzy. Hello, everybody that's here. I feel like the Breen reveal kind of explains why the Breen allied with the Dominion. Enterprise bridge had flamethrowers. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Firing in unison again. Oofda. Oofda. Sorry, this is very crooked for some reason. That's fine. It's fine. Anywho's. The season has been better. This one was okay, but I was hoping that they would have learned more about the Mirror Spock and that was on the USS Enterprise or the ISS Enterprise. Feed me Seymour. So what will become of the ISS in the 32nd century? Given how Discovery got an upgrade, are we going to see the Enterprise get an upgrade too? Maybe that'll be the reveal at the end of the season series that's the new Enterprise. We've upgraded it. Who knows? So talk briefly about Spock, but assumed he was evil in that universe. Yes, she did assume he was evil. So Locke is seen as a freak in Breen society because he prefers his solid form over his semi-liquid form because he believes the solid face is primitive and they are evolving. Yeah, pretty much. That's the gist that I got. It would be an interesting way to include an Enterprise in 32nd century, not a new ship, but a repurposed ship, and not only repurposed, but a repurposed original Enterprise, albeit from the Mirror Universe. Yeah, sure. That'd be kind of interesting. Not needed, in my opinion, but interesting nonetheless. Tip this up a tad. Maybe that's better. I don't know. I love Locke now. He's my favorite Breen. Maryland is watching you. That's creepy. Or watching you now. That's even creepier. Marco, it's an okay episode, but I feel like it could have shown everything they did in half the time. It would be great if they were able to incorporate more. The Breen just think they are better than everyone. Most species think they're better than everyone. Enterprise shuttle bay door was closed. It was actually open. Mark Lawrence, hey Cap. Got caught up watching the NFL draft. No problem. Terrence Childs, the O's are winning. How are the Blue Jays going? I had no idea. Feed me Seymour. Interestingly, Saru was on the ISS Enterprise, so if he survived and made it to Prime Earth or Disco Earth, does that mean Mirror Saru wandered around and time displaced Saru? Who knows? Got to be a bit of a time jump in the last episode if they're going to do something with the ISS Enterprise. Pollichcock. I give it even odds that we will see a reformatted Constitution Enterprise by the end of the season, similar to what happened to Discovery. Yeah, it'll come warping in, and Owashika and Detmer will save the day. Maybe. I don't know. Feed me Seymour. I wonder what will happen to the Discovery Bridge once the show ends. Will it be repurposed like how they reuse sets in TNG in the Voyager era? I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't have an answer for you. I wonder what will... that one. Never mind. Hello, Donnie. Amy Jo Johnson. Christy LeBlanc, a.k.a. Detmer. The Breen and the Dominion. How come it come from the Mirror Universe? What? Something I like about the Discovery Engineer Room or Stamets Playground is kind of reminds me of the Engineer Room more than what we see in TNG era onwards. I mean, Engineering Room? We never actually see Discovery's Engineering Room, which is sad. Pollichcock could have been an opportunity to show a refit Enterprise as the ISS Enterprise likely would have been refit by the time Spock became Chancellor. However, maybe there was no refit in the Mirror Universe. You gotta remember, this is the Discovery Mirror Universe, not the Prime Mirror Universe. It's totally different. So it just is. Visually, it's just not the same. So Shay says, was this film before Picard season 3? If not, should have used the USS New Jersey model for the Enterprise. They really should have had a TOS, Connie, yeah. Oh my God, Rich is here with $13.99 Canadian or $14 for democracy and liberty. At ease, soldier. I can't spread democracy right now. I'm busy. Feed me Seymour. Blackadder created a new color. It was called Bream, and it was a shade of green. Neil Hammersmith is here with Hail Kaon. Donnie says his nerd fight friends say hello. We'll say hello back. I'm sure they're bitching and complaining and whining about this episode and how none of it made any sense. And, you know, they can't think outside their box to really enjoy or come up with ideas for how things could work. But say hi anyway. Hezraz, Mirror Spock did bad things, but I think he was morally gray. But he was half Terran and half Vulcan, so we saw both points of view. For the Mirror Universe, he was a pretty good person. That's true. Phoebe Seymour, how did Locke and Maul ship get destroyed, but the ISS mostly intact? Don't know. Hezraz, it depends, though, which version of the Mirror Universe it is from. In one, the Terran Empire is only ruled by Terrans, and another, Vulcans and Terrans run the Empire together via non-canon. Cosmo is here. Greetings, Captain. Greeting, Cosmo. Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, would make an excellent alien in Star Trek with a name like Bob. Shay says, Rayner is my favorite character this season for sure. Yes, Rayner did a stellar job in this one. Actually, so did Tilly, so did Stamets. The Culber thing, the Dr. Culber thing was a little bit, I've died, I've come back to life, and the whole Janelle thing, I was there, but I wasn't there. It's weird and all. It's like, I can't talk about this with Paul. He wouldn't understand. That kind of came out of nowhere, in my opinion. But it was great seeing her, Tilly and Culber have scenes together. So I think that's fine. And that wasn't needed, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, would have been a perfect way to bring Lorca back, have him stuck in the transporter buffer, something like that, and have it be the Prime Lorca that was stuck in the Mirror Universe, helping the refugees. I think that would have been friggin' wonderful, because it's exactly what Lorca would have done. So if only they had known it was their last season, they maybe could have done that. Who knows? But anyway, here we are. Yeah, I don't know. Another plot hole that Sam brought up is at the end, Maul and Locke escape in a medical transport escape system thing, but it's got not only like 900-year-old tech, but 900-year-old Terran Empire tech. So if they got to, you can't imagine the warp speed on one of those would be very high considering it's so small. Maybe 2, maybe 3 pushing it. And that's old warp scale, warp 3. So the Discovery could track it down in literally 5 minutes. Just kind of a small thing, but it does make some kind of sense in that regard. So anyway, I don't know. There are some issues with it for sure. It was great seeing the Breen reveal though, and I kind of like their liquid form. I think that's kind of neat. And plus the upgrade to their costumes and their helmets. How close are they to the DS9 ones? Well, we got a comparison video coming out. They're actually very faithful. In many ways, they are a good progression on the uniform. So kudos to them for doing that. I think that works very well. My back is still killing me, if anybody cares. Rich says, I know, my friend, we will spread democracy again soon. Yes, tomorrow night for sure. Geraldine Karstensen, $20. Thank you so much. Evening Cap. More words. Rainier is adding so much to Trek to Discovery. But damn, he's awesome. Those are 2 separate pugs doing 2 separate noises. Feed Me Seymour, Block and Maul. So basically, he makes a deal. They work together and betray the Breen, all of which takes place in the loading dock. That's not how you spell Locke, and that's not how you spell Mole, by the way. Maul. Maul is M-O-L-L, like doll, but with an M. And Locke is L''A-K, Locke. Ezraz, in one version, the Borg attacked the early Federation and the Vulcan humans created the Empire. In another, the Vulcans impressed the Terrans so much by wiping out the Romulans and were made equals. Neil Hammersmith, too much unnecessary character dialogue. Seems like writers are watching soap operas while writing episodes. Don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but Sarek could have been on the ISS Enterprise. Sure, anybody could have been on the ISS Enterprise. Let's be fair. Speaking of alternate reality enterprises, there's the JJ Prize. Would have been a nice Easter egg if the ISS Enterprise had straight nacelle pylons. I know why it didn't, but it would have been cool. It absolutely would have been cool. 100%. Considering that in Mirror Mirror, the Enterprise had the old nacelle or the bizarre collector caps with the spikes on them. Yeah, that would have been a very nice touch, actually, to have like the actual straight struts that John Hughes designed for that ship. That would have been nice. Speaking of being nice, 41 of you here and 21 likes, guys. Hit that like button. Let's try to get those likes up to 40 if you can. I want to hear your thoughts on this episode. Did you enjoy it? I enjoyed it quite a bit. Probably not as much as last week, but I did enjoy it. And I thought it was very Star Trek in a lot of areas. And it was great learning more about Maul and Locke. So that's great. And plus the Breen reveal. I mean, that's just kind of cool that that's now a thing. And they have 2 faces. So I don't know. I mean, there's got to be some more explanation there at some point, but it's still pretty interesting regardless. Shay says, I've always loved the Breen, so I'm glad they're getting more of them. Paul Hitchcock, the backstory with the Breen was cool. Hezraz, I find it interesting that Breens have 2 faces. It is cool. It is. Dustin D, what is Starfleet going to do with the ISS Enterprise and CC-1701? Well, I said it was going to Federation HQ storage. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. Refit it, haul it out for special occasions, rebrand it, the USS Enterprise, put it in a museum. I don't know. Phoebe Seymour, I said I bet there would be filler episodes in last week's episode and this week. One kind of felt like that. A little bit. This didn't have to be a full episode long with the way it played out, really. But here we are. They needed to get used to those sets. Matt Boardman is here. What made me think of soap operas is this episode where many times they would take time to show us the reactions of each of the characters before commercial break. Yeah, especially everybody on the Discovery Bridge. To be fair, this new Discovery Bridge crew has got more screen time than the original Bridge crew. I mean, that's a thing that exists now. So, and let's get rid of Detmer and Oo. Let's just not have them in for 2 weeks and then say, oh, they got a special assignment because they deserve it. Take the piece of shit broken down Enterprise back to Starfleet. It'll take you fucking months to get there with the shape that ship is in. That's your reward. Yay. All right, don't you feel so special? Fucking stupid. Polishcock, I really enjoyed the character stuff this episode. Yeah. Although, did you notice that Maul had like a, looked like she was chewing cud? Like there's like her one lip, this side, it's kind of like, I don't know if she'd gotten a fight, and it was very distracting, and it was in quite a few shots, especially the close-ups where she's talking to Book in the hallway, and I don't know what it is. I don't think it's the actress. I just think that she maybe had a fat lip for some reason. Maybe she just had dental work and was trying to say her lines. It's just odd. I don't know if anybody else noticed it. I certainly did, and I've watched it 3 times now, so yeah, it's distracting and kind of needs an explanation, in my opinion, but who knows? Mark Lawrence, $5. Stoner thought the ISS Enterprise is refit and Captain Kirk Prime is still in stasis. They fix him up and give him his ship. One last Shatner outing. Well, there you go. That's very Shatner-verse book of you. Hezraz, as you can tell, I like Mirror Universe's lore. So do I. I am a Shattered Mirror Universe version. Sarek was actually a dictator who enforced his views through violence, and the Romulans were more peaceful. Dustin D. Bryce should have taken the Enterprise back to Starfleet Command. Yep, that was a missed opportunity for sure. Matt Boardman said Matt Boardman says, that said, I did enjoy this episode. I did too. Hezraz, I love the Breen uniforms. Also, all the stick banging. Yeah, the drum thing. I kind of like that she learned his culture and learned his story, and it came up twice in the episode. I thought that was a nice touch. She goes, I learned about your culture because you learned about mine. Beautiful. Like, she did a really good job as captain. I also like the fact that he called her out on that. She's like, oh yeah, I'll take a shuttle and I'll take Book. He's like, can I talk with you for a second? This mission's too dangerous for you, Captain. You shouldn't be doing this. Well, no. We just take a security on standby. They did that when they went down to the planet, her and Saru. Let's have security on standby just in case. Then shit breaks loose, and all of a sudden they don't have any security backup because they can't beam down. Stupid. It's the Michael Burnham problem again, where it's just she's the center of every goddamn thing. She should have let Raynor go. She should have done multiple other things. She is the captain, not the first officer. I know times have changed since TNG, which was 800 years prior to this, but still, I love that was called out, because as soon as she said she was going on a shuttle with Book, I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes. And then Raynor's like, can I talk to you? And I'm like, are they going to actually do this? And he gave the speech. So I kind of like that. Oh, the Breen uniforms, also all the stick banging, yes. Feed me Seymour. That vial has Professor Snape's tears containing a memory. Now they need a pensive way to watch the past. I know I'm joking, but if that vial leads to something similar, then I'm gonna laugh. Neil Hammersmith. I commented on the soap opera aspect because of the random dialogue with the Tillian doctor. Just not needed. Not yet. It could come into play in an episode or two. You don't know. So I thought the brain could not breathe oxygen. Well, you thought wrong. Now I want an explanation as to why the brain, why brain is so cold. Paul Hitchcock, I was wondering if they would explain why the USS Enterprise still had power. They might have said something and I missed it, but given the amount of time it had been adrift, that was surprising. Yeah, they never did address it, but the power's flickering. I mean, it wasn't 100%. Ezraz, I think the future Federation is going to have a field day with the ISS Enterprise. It has been hundreds of years since anything from the other universe showed up. Yeah. Feed Me Seymour says, to be fair, nobody knows what happened to the Fleet Museum. We don't know if the old ships were destroyed in the burn. Getting an original Enterprise would be a win, even if it's mirror universe. Yes. All the things about the brain and DS9 are just rumors people have heard. They don't actually know. That is also correct. Yes, is their world really cold? We don't know for sure. Amy says, still waiting for Prodigy Season 2 on Netflix after I get done with Discovery. Yes, hopefully soon. I'm really looking forward to Prodigy Season 2. Hezraz, I wonder, though, if there's still universe crossings from other types of universes. Possibly. Breen wasn't actually cold, says Shren. Phoebe Seymour, it turns out Cleveland Booker first is actually James T. Kirk using an alias. Serge says, I noticed her mouth too in those scenes. LOL. Looks like she had some cut in. Haha, it's hilarious. Yeah, it looked like she had chewing tobacco in. Like, oh, my dad lost me, man. What's up? It was really, maybe the actress just had an accident and had like a, I don't know, but film your scenes another goddamn day then. Fleet Paw, $2. Have no fear, Fleet Paw is here. Phew, I was getting worried. I was beginning to have fear. Hezraz, I like that one of the scientists who found and hid the tech was actually a Terran refugee who became an admiral. Rainier is a hidden gem. Yes. There are probably still other races with the Imperium. Matt Borbin says the dialogue between Tilly and Culber is relevant. In an interview with the writer of the third episode, she confirmed that Culber, not Culver, but Culber's experience with the Trill will have an impact in the season. Interesting. Hezraz, if you actually listen to the dialogue, they are talking about things they have heard about the brain. In Memory Beta, the brain are actually... Holy fuck, stop. In Memory Beta, the brain are actually a collection of 14 species. That's interesting. Dustin D, maybe Commander Stamets should become permanent captain of the ISS Enterprise. Phoebe Seymour, you can't explain Breen in rhyme. They're mean, green, and their name is Breen. Destroying the world, they are very keen. What the hell was with that power surging on a Constitution starship? She's endangered the man, so she desperately wanted to save. Whose locket was that? Just some kid, I guess, one of the refugees. I love that she hid her little like captain's pips from her chest thing in there and said, scan this. She'll see it's got quantum signature from our universe. Try to fool them. That was kind of clever, actually. And it wasn't like focused on too much. It was a nice little touch because, you know, that you have the clue, but you don't have all the clues. This locket, it wasn't important. Yeah, it's just one of the refugees' lockets. Picture of two kids inside, so... Antoine Sims, I feel like I'm watching Carmen Sandiego in space. Shren New York, where was Kovich during this episode? Probably at Starfleet headquarters. Paul Hitchcock, I heard someone say that there are now two Disco Mirror universes. The first one from season 1, and then a new one that branched off when the Guardian sent Giorgio back in time. Thoughts? There's probably multiples of each, honestly. Every decision creates a different branch. They've already talked about this in parallels. So, and Carl didn't send her back to the Mirror Universe. Carl sent her back to our Prime Universe. Just we're not sure when. Section 31 includes a young Rachel Garrett from Enterprise C, so who knows? Who knows? The Guardian of Forever wouldn't deliberately break realities or timelines like that, so yeah, I don't know what to tell you in that regard, so. But I believe in many different mirror universes, so who knows? Yes, I'm sure there are multiples. Peck's Full Plays. I love Star Trek Discovery. Good. That is good. Dustin D. In the year 2190, her and now one more ship will be handy, like the ISS Enterprise, even if she is 900 years out of date. Yes, well, they can be updated and refitted, as we saw with Discovery, so I wouldn't be surprised if it makes a reappearance this season, honestly. But at the same time, I wouldn't expect it either. So it's one of those odd things. Feed Me Seymour, not Mirror Universe. Disco's Mirror Universe is more of a full reflection you get from an unwashed McDonald's window at night. Dustin D. They 3190 Starfleet need one more ship, ISS Enterprise. Plexful Plays. One question. Who was in command? Star Trek Discovery, ISS Enterprise. It's never clarified. So who knows? Could have been Spock, could have been Pike, could have been Kirk, could have been anybody, honestly. We never got an answer to that, so. Saru was captain. No, not necessarily. Saru was on board helping with the refugees. Doesn't mean Saru was the captain. Could have been. I could buy that 100%. But I kind of doubt it at the same time. So, yeah, no, I think it was... It'd be cool if Lorca was involved somehow. Prime Lorca. He would help refugees if he was stuck in the Mirror Universe. I would love to hear something about that, because that makes perfect sense for his character. Even if we don't see him again, just hear about it. That would be amazing. Feed Me Seymour. Could the ISS shuttle contain the same historic data from the ship? I mean, how much ship data is on a shuttle? Well, there are no shuttles on the ISS Enterprise because they were all launched along with all the escape pods. They already made a point of saying that. So, sorry, my dogs are snoring. And hold on just 1 second. I am back. I say this because they got a shuttle that would be worth a lot of money. Oh, the medical shuttle they took. Well, it's not a shuttle. It's a medical... What do they fucking call it? Like an emergency medical pod. And would it have all the data? No, because the data was scrubbed from the ship's computers. They even make a point of saying that. So you would assume it'd be scrubbed from all the computers, including the auxiliary ships as well. Cosmo, ISS Enterprise captain is obviously Sulu. Joseph Barbato, didn't they eat Mir Saru in season 1? They ate a Kelpian. But yes, I thought they did eat Saru, actually. It's a good question. Let's go back and watch that. Why would Block and Maul sell the shuttle? The shuttle's never going to be brought up again, so... Fleetpaw, if I were a betting man, I would wager that Spock was captain and then made Saru captain. Pexful plays. I always liked the Enterprise shield. It doesn't glow. It's perfect the way it is. Okay. Paul Hitchcock, even if not originally intended, somebody dropping in a Prime Lorca reference in Starfleet Academy in relation to the ISS Enterprise would be awesome. 100% yes. I agree. Hezraz, I always wondered in that scene where the Emperor is eating Kelpie and Gangula if she was just messing with Burnham when she implied she was eating Mir Saru, so Saru actually lived. Yeah, I could see her definitely playing that kind of mind game, so... Fleetpaw, that bugged me. If all the escape pods and shuttles were gone, how the hell did Maul and Locke escape on an escape pod? They actually mentioned that in the show. There must have been one left. It was an emergency medical thing. I guess there's a medical transport unit that's not really an escape pod or a shuttle. Stupid. It was really stupid. But yes, they do mention that when they first get on the ship, that all the shuttles are gone, all the escape pods are gone, and they didn't know about another one. But apparently that was a quick wrap up to the episode kind of thing. Like, we need to get them off the ship. How are we gonna do it? Oh, there's a medical thing. Sure, let's go with that. Feed me Seymour. Why would ISS Enterprise be Saru? Wasn't Kelpian captive in Giorgio time, which would have been where the ISS Enterprise is from? So Saru captain? No, but helped? Sure. Who knows? Ozzy got to make hole bigger for the ISS Enterprise coming in. Yes. Hexagonal. Why hexagonal? Doesn't matter. It'll work. Paul Hitchcock. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm fairly certain Spock was a Terran High Chancellor that was assassinated. Feed me Seymour. They didn't eat Saru because he helps Burnham later when she's attacked, but we don't know if Doug Jones is playing two Sarus. Kevin Pod. It was a Kelvin Pod. Kelvin Pod. It was a Kelvin Pod. Pexful plays. I hope the ISS Enterprise shows later. Also, would you keep the same name ISS or change it? Oh, they would probably change it. They wouldn't keep ISS. LOL. Mick Saru, extra fries. Are we at that point where we're already going to food stuff? They could have done a lot more with the episode for sure. I think some of it did feel rushed. Not mentioning Lorca was a big mistake. We still need to know what happened to Prime Lorca. So for him helping out, that would have been awesome. It would have been awesome if she was in the transporter buffer, like I said, and they found him, they beamed him in, and Burnham sees Lorca and freaks out because she hated Lorca, thinking that he's the Mirror Universe Lorca, when in fact he is in fact the Prime Lorca. I think that would have been neat. I would have loved to have seen that. He would have stole the show though, and it could work. It could be so awesome. Oh well. Nothing wrong with the episode other than the nacelles not being straight, but it didn't really grab me even on the brain reveal. Still fine. Hezraz, well now Burnham can tell Prime Saru that she didn't actually eat his counterpart. No more guilt. Just kidding. Paul Hitchcock, I assume the emergency medical pod was similar to the Kelvin pod in Star Trek Beyond, a specific adaptation made in the universe due to a specific event or events. Sure, I could buy that 100%. Feed me Seymour. Dark Matter Enterprise update would be interesting. What would be floating and what would stay attached? Prime Lorca wouldn't know Michael Burnham. She is a famous mutineer, but they never met face to face. I didn't say she would. I said that Burnham would recognize Lorca and freak the fuck out. Kind of like Sarah Connor did in Terminator 2 when she saw the T-800 coming after her. But no, it's not to kill her, it's to protect her. I could see the look on Burnham's face when she saw Lorca, like, oh my god. Because she's already referenced him once in this season, not directly by name, but she did say about Rainier in the first episode, I haven't hated a man that much in 930 years. So it would have been funny. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say that Lorca would know Burnham, did I? Hezraz, so are the Breen using the uniforms to keep the liquefy form being constant? In certain environments, do they turn solid and others liquidy, like a form of adaptation and evolution? Very likely, yes. And it could be that the hard second face, the hardened face, could be, if in fact Breen is cold, could be to deal with the environment. But if they want to evolve and this gelatinous form is what they want to be, could be that it doesn't survive in the cold. So they wear the suits for protection, and that way they can maintain the form that they want to. But I could see totally that if their planet's cold, that they would have a form that could harden and actually be like resilient to the cold. So Fleetpaw, so have we established where and when in time the Mirror Universe Enterprise is supposed to be from? Is it post Mirror Mirror, pre Mirror Mirror, or alternate Mirror Universe, pre Mirror Mirror? No idea. Not even referenced once. Could be any of those things. Don't know. Cosmo, maybe Prime Lorca appears in the last episode, waking up and this is all a dream, and meets Burnham again like a loop. This will also explain all mistakes since season 1. Oh, they're not going to do that. Wishful thinking, but they're not going to do that. Smart Smears, I think if they knew this was going to be the final season, they'd have gotten more overt references like Lorca or Pike appearances. No way we wouldn't see them in time. See one of them in the time travel episode. Dustin D, why is the ISS medical pod as large as the Dune Bell runabouts? You mean the Danube class runabouts? We don't know the size of it. We saw it on screen. That doesn't necessarily mean it's big. Joseph Barbato, remember in season 1 when we saw the wireframe of the TOS Defiant with the cutouts in the saucer and the megaphasers on the struts? The ISS Enterprise should have looked like that. No, it shouldn't have. What happened was the Defiant got converted by the Terran Empire to add the additional weapons and stuff because it was more powerful of a ship because it was from the Prime Universe. So they took advantage of that and upgraded it and built other ships based off its design. But yes, it was the only one that had the cutouts and the mega phasers, which was also fucking incredibly stupid, by the way. But sure, it should have looked like that. We'll just go with that. Hezraz, so Breen have just decided the liquidy form is more evolved and to try to prevent the primitive solid form. That's what it sounds like a little bit. Feed me Seymour. Samuel should make an ISS Enterprise 3D render with 32nd century dark matter upgrades. What is with this dark matter you keep talking about? If it happens in the show, would be good to compare. Could make a good Trekyards video. Yeah. Shren the Orc. It makes sense why the Breens sided with the Dominion now. Where are the Breen from? Alpha, Beta, Gamma, or Delta? I'm not sure. Beta, I think, but it could be wrong. Matthew says, I just wish the ISS Enterprise was a little more Terran looking. Could have had Book in the Agony booth or something. I'm wondering, how would the Enterprise look when upgraded? Joseph Barbado, they never even explain how the ISS Enterprise got there. They don't. Just it looks like it was after a battle because the ship was quite damaged. Andrew C., last episode, Disco dances back to the start of the whole series and pew-pews the shuttle Burnham was taking to Disco, thus negating the whole series. Now it can be canon. Sure. They're not going to do that either. They're not going to... I would love them to do that. I would love them to have to go back and fix something like that. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to say that everything they've created is crap, essentially, and erase it from history. I wish they would, but they're not going to. Would the mirror universe just be the prime universe? Oh, just kidding. I did like the Emperor's point that the mirror universe was actually the primary and the prime was mirror. Sure, whatever. All works. Feed me Seymour, it's the Pike Enterprise, so in theory, Mirror Pike would be captain. Maybe they found Prime Lorca, and Lorca damages Pike, and he becomes... his chair faded. Then Prime Lorca took control of the ship. Sure. You're making Prime Lorca sound evil. Oh, that's a good point about the TOS Defiant. Good call. Hezraz, I mean, from the point of view of Mirror Universe people, they are actually the Prime, and the Prime is the Mirror. Yes. They're from the Alpha Quadrant near Ferenginar. There you go. Dustin D, at Impulse, how Ion will it take ISS Enterprise to return back to Starfleet? Probably fucking months. The ship is damaged. Even if they did repair it with some programmable matter before they left, it would still be old warp scale, and it would still take a while, probably. I don't know how far they are exactly from Starfleet HQ, but it would take a long time. And it did seem to be limping away, because as it was limping away, like the one Impulse engine was kind of flickering a little bit. So... Antoine Sims, ISS Enterprise looked in pretty bad shape for 2 crew members to pilot her to storage. Could they have just docked and executed a jump? I don't know if a ship docked to Discovery would be able to handle the... and without, like, snapping off. I don't know. Good question. Don't know. Feed me Seymour. That was my brother's station. Spock shout out. Yeah. Antoine says, or at least a tractor beam. I mean, the Emerald Chain had no issues. But did the Emerald Chain have a ship attached to Discovery when it jumped? I don't remember. I don't remember those seasons, unfortunately. Feed me Seymour. The hologram on the ISS Enterprise was more advanced than the hologram seen in season 1 of Discovery. Paul Hitchcock. Before this episode, I wondered if the ISS Enterprise would allow for the tangential crossover with Strange New Worlds, where the events that led to the ISS Enterprise being in the rift would be explained. It might be a crossover with Strange New Worlds, actually. We'll have to wait and see. I could see them doing a Mirror Universe episode in season 2 or season 3. Sorry. Fleet Paul says, I think what he is calling 32nd century dark matter is the programmable matter. Well, it's not dark matter then now, is it? It's programmable matter. So he said dark matter, and I don't know what he's talking about. Like actual dark matter that exists that the scientists on the Earth actually know nothing about in today's world? Or like dark matter the show? Or like, anyway, like Dark Energon from Transformers Prime? Hezraz, last scene of Discovery when Burnham commits mutiny. Captain Giorgio keeps her from winning. LOL. Problem solved. Burnham wakes up in jail cell and goes, what a word dream. What a word dream, yo. It's like a spelling bee. Feed me Seymour. Lorca was a criminal in Mirror. What I'm saying is Mir Pike found Prime Lorca, mistaking him for Mir Lorca, but Lorca and prisoners on board led a revolt to take over the ship. That's my theory. Sure. Hezraz, spelling mistake. Burnham says, that's a weird dream, as she wakes up in a jail cell. None of it was real. They're not going to Dallas us. They're not going to say, who shot JR. It was just a dream. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that to their own show. We all know that. Was it me or was the ISS captain's chair more like Kirk's chair than Pike's chair? Don't not if you noticed that. One thing I did notice was that the ISS Enterprise captain's chair didn't have the higher back on it, like it should have, because the ISS Enterprise had a high backed chair. I didn't notice any other difference with the chair. I wasn't really looking, if I'm honest. I might have to take a look at that tomorrow before our full breakdown and review. But sure, could be Kirk's. I don't know. Nothing else dark matters. John Sledge, it'd be cool if Stranger Worlds gets a Mirror Universe episode that explains that ISS Enterprise battle that caused it to jump. It'd be cool to see them possibly reunite with Prime Lorca too. Yes, actually, they could still do that. I like it. Book said hit it. Yes, he did. Hezraz, or is he just assuming that dark matter is programmable matter and that they somehow found a way to program it for their own purposes? Ozzy, did ISS Enterprise Bridge have blast view screen window? Probably. Feed me Seymour. Interestingly, the medical room was different from Strange New Worlds medical room, so the ship isn't 100% the same as Strange New Worlds Enterprise. Would the Enterprise nacelles also be detached? Maybe. Joseph Barbado, I noticed the ISS did have a male-voiced computer, which was accurate. FleetPod says, fucking bridge window. Kalish. Fuck, that is ugly. Calm down, FleetPod. Relax. Dustin D, could programmable matter be used to make the lithium warp core chamber? Probably, yes. I wouldn't be surprised. And it was just the intermix chamber that was ejected, so I'm sure that's possible. It wasn't the entire warp core that was ejected. It was the injector assembly. So, yeah, it could have been fixed before they actually took over the ship, like to send it back to Starfleet. I don't know. Bond NX 75, great episode. Disco's last season looks like it will be its best. Yep, absolutely, and that's a crying shame. Feed me Seymour. Hold on. The ISS Enterprise is before a refit, but we know Enterprise from Kirk's TOS era existed. So the F is the ISS Enterprise. And why does it look like the Pike's air design? Because it's a fucking disco universe, mirror universe. It's not a real fucking Prime. You're not going to see Kirk be in command after Strange New Worlds of a TOS looking Connie. They're not going to retcon the ship to look like a TOS Enterprise. If they do, it still wouldn't look the same. They would make it closer, but it's not going to look the same. This is the Discoverse. End of discussion. This is the Discoverse mirror universe. End of discussion. It's not Prime. It's not related to Kirk's Enterprise from TOS. It's that simple. Yeah, then again, canon doesn't matter in Disco. Exactly. Paul says, given that Pike was described in Disco Season 2 as the best of Starfleet, imagine how much of a monster he must have been in the Mirror Universe if he's considered to be the best of the Terran Empire. Exactly. Bond NX-75. Breen was, I thought, well executed. Canon level goodness. Yes, the Breen review was really, really good. Fleetpaw. Wrong cannon, Andrew C. The cannon you're referring to blasts cannonballs or particle beams at other vessels. Cannon is the established history of the show. Exactly. Two ends, only one end in the middle. Yeah. Maybe Disney will pay for Discovery Season 6, 7, and 8. No. Bond NX. It's close enough. Making the ship look like a TOS version would look out of date today. No, absolutely not. We've had this discussion many times. 100% incorrect. We saw the USS Defiant in Enterprise's episode Intermere Darkly, updated with visual filming effects. It looked beautiful. It did not look out of date at fucking all. That argument is sick, tired, and old, and it is not at all correct. So we've talked about this for years. TOS doesn't work today. Yeah, it does. Sorry, it does. Minor little updates and different filming techniques, better lighting. 100%. This still looks advanced and very futuristic. So that's a stupid argument. Cosmo. Disney is not in a position to buy anything at the moment. Sure. John Sledge. I'm still hopeful they'll make changes to the Stranger Worlds Enterprise to make it a bit closer, like making her hull lighter gray and the pylon straight, perhaps a refit at the end of the series. I could see them doing the straight struts, and yes, making it white, but it still wouldn't look like the TOS Enterprise. So, closer, we'd be a lot happier, but... Mira Pike is Doctor Who's Davros, creator of the Daleks. Andrew C., I was referring to the Discoverse canon. Everything is off there, but at least one better. Yeah, and you're still spelling canon incorrectly. So, John Sledge, my favorite original Connie reimagining is the one done by Hunteris. It's very faithful while adding just enough updates to it. I'd have to take a look at that. In Mirror Universe, is Alex Kurtzman a good writer for Star Trek? Yes, he's probably like, the Herman Zimmerman or like can't remember the other guy's name. Yeah, he's probably like one of the best Star Trek writers around. Even though Discovery ends this season, they could do a big Discovery movie. They could. They're also going to have the Starfleet Academy show where Tilly's going to be in that, and they could bring in anybody from Discovery, honestly. So, Antoine, Osira used her tentacles to ensnare Disco while Killy Wannabe was in command. Oh yeah, you're right. Sure. Cosmo, pedal to the metal, Commander was a better catchphrase. Anything's a better catchphrase than let's fly. Seriously. Anywho. So general consensus is a lot of people like this episode, obviously. Some people found it to be kind of mediocre, filler episode, if you will, but nobody hated this episode. It's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from you guys. I'm the same way. I really like this one. I thought it felt very Star Trek. I don't think it was as good as the last episode, though. But at least they're keeping that general consistency. We're halfway through at this point. Is it all downhill from here, or do we have some uphill to go still? Who knows? You've seen Hunteris' version already. It's Hunter G from the Faith. Yeah, and that really fucking tells me what it is. I've probably seen it, yes. I probably agree, yes. I cannot recall what it looks like off the top of my head. I'm sorry. Trevor the Dragon, I'm watching it right now, and from the trailer, the only thing I disliked was the Enterprise, and Burnham with the line, that better be one hell of a story, had me choking. Hezraz, they should make a 32nd century Star Trek with Raynor in it. Yes, Raynor would be a great captain, a good show. Andrew C. Disco movie with the OG cast of Saturday Night Fever. That'd be funny. Hator Texera. In my mind, Discovery and Strange New Worlds are the alternate universe with its own mirror counterpart. Yes, I've been saying this for fucking 6, 7 years now. Yes, it's the Disco verse. It's fine. John Sledge, I'll take. I would like the ship to go now over Let's Fly. Phoebe Seymour, what is Cronenberg's role in Starfleet? Not present. Not present. You mean president of Earth, not head of Starfleet, but has privy to top secret info? Is Cronenberg Section 31? Yes, they've already established what he is. He's special operations or something. It was in last season, I think they mentioned it. Yes. Basically, essentially Section 31, yes. Yeah, Michael is leaving at the end. I would love for her and Book to fall in love again and fuck and do courier things together and give Rain your captaincy of the Discovery. Great way to end the series. Phoebe Seymour, or just an advisor with high-level clearance. No, he's up there, but he's not. He's just up there. It's fine. Canon is a good show, but canon is the lore and the workings of Trek. Who knows? Maybe the ISS Enterprise will be the Academy training ship or the USS Enterprise 1701 new letter. It's fine. I'll send you a pic. Thanks, Fleet Pa. Pex Full Plays. Would the Enterprise still have the blue lasers or not? Well, they don't have lasers, first of all. They have phasers. And would they be blue? I would hope so. They should be. Feed me Seymour. So, as reward, Detmer, you can go fly the broken-ass ISS Enterprise and pilot it home. No, it's not leaking radiation. Just pilot it home. It's fine. Yeah. That Hunterius 3 design is pretty sweet, and that might actually work for a Disco Connie refit under Kirk. This was a mirror for Book and Michael's relationship more than alt universe. That's why the episode was called Mirrors, yeah. Plus, the brain had two faces. Phoebe Seymour, so they have plushy toys in Mirror Universe of Rainbow Gorn? I don't think that was the Gorn, but okay. Give me 1 second. Book's new ship, the ISS Enterprise. And yes, Fleetpot, the Hunterius Enterprise is, yes. Thank you for sending that. All right, let's get back to the chat. How much crew was set in Roe, Idic, Detmer, and Ezekowal? How many crew were sent with them? I don't know. They never said. Phoebe Seymour, I missed the whole liquid thing. I know they had the piece of the puzzle, but what was the liquid? Gonna rewatch the episode at some point. They didn't find out. They were going to analyze it at the end of the episode. That'll be what the next episode is about. Who likes Captain's Falcon model? I made that like 30 years ago. I thought it was a chameleon myself, but it could have been a rainbow gorn. No, I think it was a chameleon. It was the Terran scientist turned Admiral's DNA, I think. We'll find out. Feed me Seymour, because all I remember was that they had a piece of the puzzle and Burnham had a locket, and then I missed something, and now they have the piece of the vial of liquid. Yes, the locket was a red herring to trick Locke and Maul. And so they have this vial of liquid, which they don't know what it is, but they're taking it for analysis. Like diagnostic analysis, like up here right now. Genetic factors, environmental factors. Who knows what it is? It's the next piece of the puzzle. They'll analyze it like that. No, I mean, where did they get the liquid from, or did Maul and Locke already have it with the piece of the puzzle? They probably got it from sickbay, which is where they were when they found them. The piece of the puzzle was also hidden on the ship as well, because the scientists hid the stuff on that ship. So DNA is Murph. Yeah, it was with the puzzle. Yes, it was like there's a slot in the puzzle piece for it. So, anywho's. I'm almost done talking about the episode, honestly. It was good. It was good. It wasn't as good as last week, but it was still good. And it's been keeping a pretty consistent quality throughout this season, which is great. Like I said, we're at episode 5. We got another 5 to go. So we're at the halfway mark. Can they keep this up? Or are they going to botch it at the finish line? Who knows? Look, it's USS Sutherland Nebula class. That's great, eh? Andrew C. Oh, wait, I haven't watched the latest episode. Are there spoilers here? No. A bit of trivia. David Ajala Booker was Manchester Black in Supergirl season 4. Back to Trek. I had some idea in my head before the season premiered that an alternative Enterprise would jump on Disco. Matthew Mahler. So were mirror and prime disco species made by the same progenitors, or are there mirror ones of them too? Good question. I actually brought this up in one of our videos that we did last week, where I have a theory about the mycelial network and the progenitors using it to seed the entire galaxy. Because we know that the mycelial network is interlaced throughout the entire galaxy, allowing instantaneous travel, among other things. So I have a feeling that Stamets is going to be super important at the end when they find the progenitor tech, because they, in fact, did use the mycelial network to seed the entire galaxy. Does that cross over into the mirror universe? No one really knows. I would assume yes, but who knows? We don't know when the split between the prime universe and the mirror universe happened, or if they were always separate. So if everything was seeded before the split, no problem. And that's probably the most likely scenario. So we did a video on it. Go check it out. Protostar toys, yes. Remember, let's go to Reds for drink. Sure. Feed me Seymour. 2 more pieces of the puzzle to find. Yes. Fleet Power 42 here and only 35 likes. What's this? Smack that like button. Hashtag season 5 like spike. Matthew Mahler. We'll go check it out. Fleet Pod, can you share the link for that one? It is my, what did we name that one? It is Spore Speculation, Mycelial Mystery Connection, Star Trek Discovery Theory. I will post the link here.
I can only...
Go fuck yourself, Siri. Okay, so there we go. There, I posted the link for you, Matthew. Feed me Seymour. Progenitor Tech is the beacon that brought Voyager to the Delta Quadrant. Treybone says, I'm so happy that we got more Breen lore. Yes. Fleetpaw, there was a split according to Beta Canon. I don't remember where the split was supposed to occur, though. Antoine says, having someone to talk to about this show is therapy. I love Trek, but this whole young and restless thing with the characters is detrimental to the story. Eric Martin is here and he hit like, good man. Thank you for being here. You democracy hating. Anyway, what? Yeah, he doesn't enjoy freedom. It's fine. And I'm glad that it's therapy. That's what these late night hangouts are for people that enjoy Trek, but they don't have family members or friends that are into Trek. They come sit here, they hang out with the community in the chat, they hang out with me. It's like we're sitting there having a drink, just chatting about Trek, being, have somebody to talk to. So I'm glad you're enjoying the late nights. Appreciate you guys showing up as usual. So Hezraz, maybe the one scientist who tried to activate the progenitor tech died because he didn't have the tardigrade DNA in him. Feed me Seymour. So, Season 5 of Discovery Plot is a magazine subscription where you get a different part each week to build up a figure. Would be funny when the fully assembled it built Deep Space Nine. Eric Martin, sorry, did you mumble something? Yeah, you're a democracy-hating, freedom-hating person because you don't like the Helldivers' lives where I'm spreading managed democracy and ensuring the freedom of Super Earth from its enemies. There, I didn't mumble that, now did I? I miss the old lives, just saying. It's not like they were old. It's not like they weren't going to come back. I was just playing some games. Did you hear it that time? I can send you a transcript if you like. Anyway. Hezraz, when they find the progenitor tech, you just have a Klingon scientist who is cryogenically frozen, and they have to prove their honor by fighting, LOL, just kidding. But it is real Klingons. Feed me Seymour. Do they ever discuss private matters in private? I mean, Culber burying his soul in a bar. Oh, shit full of people. Hex Machine. The only thing that bothered me was Worf getting thrown around by the Breen. So, are these Breen like accountants or something? Oh, that's funny. Testy. Yes, Eric. Adira, it's all my fault. The whole season, yes. I'll go sit in the corner. Polichcock, at one point, decades ago, someone suggested that the point of divergence between the universes was the Earth-Romulan War, which I thought, while not possible with Enterprise and Emir Darkly, was cool. Hezraz, they only need 2 more pieces and have 5 episodes left. Fleetpaw said, I said it last week and the week before and the week before. Why the fuck did they take this long to get good writing this good? It makes me somewhat sad to say this is the final season. Yeah, and I said that going into this season. Watch this. It's going to be a fantastic season, and we're all going to be pissed off that we didn't get this all along. I almost feel better if it was shit season again this year. It's not. So, yeah, the Breen should be more menacing, not getting tossed around. Joseph says, I got to play this game, LOL. I watch you kick ass on it, Cap, but my copy is still sealed, and we're PSN friends, too. For freedom, for democracy. Dustin D, 2 more pieces, but there's 5 more episodes of Disco. Yes. Tom, sorry if I missed it. Do you think Dr. Cho was long-lived species and to be from TOS era and still be around in TNG The Chase, or did ISS Enterprise have a longer career than its prime counterpart? Probably a longer living species would be my guess. Maybe we can make a letter writing campaign to have disco continued. Sure, go for it. Feed Me Seymour. So does Adira still have the trill, or was it given to Gray? I mean, if she's still a symbiote, then they haven't utilized that storyline. They no, she doesn't have a symbiote. Neither does Gray. Does Gray have one? Gray has a golem body, essentially, like a fake body, more advanced tech, kind of like Soji and Picard. So no, I don't think she's still. I don't know. I don't pay attention. What happened? Where am I? In non-canon, in the past, the Klingons sent to a fleet to invade Breen space, and the fleet was never heard from again. Who was the new crew member in the bridge? So Breen are pretty badass. Yeah, they are. Well, they attacked Federation headquarters or Starfleet headquarters in DS9. They destroyed the Golden Gate Bridge. They attacked Earth. And then, if you saw the last episode, 30 years from now, they've wiped out the Federation in the future as well. Yeah, the Breen are pretty badass. Antoine, I'd love to see the 32nd century Klingon, or are they extinct, or have I missed them every time they jump to the future? They haven't shown them. Probably for embarrassment, because the Disco Klingons were not met well by anybody. So they're just glazing over that. In Mirror Universe, Marcus was RoboCop. Not Trill, I meant the symbiote. I don't know. I don't know. Ryan says, I'm a bit blown away by the look of the Breen. Locke looks a bit like a DS9 changeling. The liquidy form, yeah. Feed Me Seymour. Adira had Tull symbiote. They did a whole story on it, but was it taken out of her in season 3? Yes. Sure. I don't remember. Fleetpaw. Gray does not have a symbiote. Adira still has the Tal symbiote, but they haven't done shit with it since season 3. Oh, she still has a symbiote? Seriously? Oh, that's embarrassing. That's hugely embarrassing. Why did I not remember that? I think I was just in a haze during those reviews. I need to go back and watch all of Discovery. Yeah. Ezra, as you can see that before they found out that Discovery was canceled, that they were setting up some new characters, new crew members, and Rainier being Burnham's number 1. Absolutely. Would be interesting to see what their potential idea was for season 6. Hex Machine would like some closer looks at the new Breen ships. That would be nice. Feed Me Seymour, the Breen. Well, back in 1992, they made Ghostbusters 2 and got the goo. And the goo was emotionally charged. Egon slept with it, and that created the Breen. Trey Bones says, probably why the Breen and Changelings got along. Fleetpaw, if they took it from her, she would have died. Sure. Don't remember. Basically, Adira never mentions it again after season 3. Didn't they put the symbiotes into the pools on Trill? Hypno Amber is here. Hi, just stopping in. Hello, Hypno Amber. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Hit the like button. 53 people watching, 41 likes. It's pretty good. I can do better. Hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. Appreciate it. I'd like to get up to 50. Fleetpaw, because the whole Dal thing was pretty much a throwaway storyline to connect the 23rd century to the 32nd century. Perfect. I thought the symbiote was given back to Gray or something. Didn't remember. I don't remember either, so I completely forgot that was a thing. Goes to show you how well the show's been doing its job. Anywho's. I know this is annoying, but just bear with me. I'll be right back. I have returned. It's fine. It's all fine now. Where are the Klingons? No one knows. They don't care. Phoebe Seymour. So Adira connects with her past selves. Whole episode on it. I remember that. She stays with Discovery, but after that she acts like a child with no wisdom of past events. Even the symbiote past lives are ignoring her. Sure. Hypno Ember. I don't think the Breen are shapeshifters. They can change from gelatinous to solid form. Yes, they are not shapeshifters, but they have a fluidic form. So, Paul Hitchcock. This season of Disco is so good, and we're sad it's ending. What was your idea for season 6? Them, the burn part 2. Us, get out. Antoine, I hope Adira learns that it is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. Jean-Luc Picard. Yes. JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. You got the initials wrong there. Eric Martin, I'd like to meet some badass Breen accountants. They can sit around and make fun of democracy. You're a dissident. I'm going to have to inform the Office of Truth about your beliefs, Eric. I like the Breen suits they wear. We have a comparison video from the DS9 suits to these suits. These are actually quite in line with how the original ones looked. And you're like, no, they aren't, but they are. Look, watch the comparison video. It's actually a good upgrade or update of the old design. Hezraz, they are just meaning that the Breen potentially believed that they would evolve into something like changelings, so that is why they allied with the Dominion. Hex Machine, aren't the Breen a confederacy? Wonder if they'd add a caste system. Maybe these Breen are the warrior castes. Thoughts, anyone? I like that. And it has been stated before earlier in this live that the Breen are in fact rumored to be 17 different species. And yes, it is the Breen Confederacy. So, Hezraz. So the changelings had a soft spot for them because they were not 100% solids. Probably. I thought they could trust them. Feed Me Seymour. Remember in Third Rock from the Sun, they were scared of green jelly? Breen? That's all I'm saying. Antoine, I have big thumbs. Jean-Luc Picard. Jean-Luc Picard. Trey Bono says, did the Breen always look like that, or did they adapt with the Dominion and now look like this? Good question. Don't know. This is 800 years later, so. Joseph Barbato, Cap, maybe it's time to call it. Your back looks like it's killing you. Get some rest. Maybe go till 11:30. Yeah, my back is fucking screaming at me. It has been all day. I need to actually take some more pain medication. But I'm here for you guys because I love you guys. You guys rock. Antoine, Breen are now an Imperium. Question mark? I don't know. Feed Me Seymour, maybe the Breen are the primordial ooze of life. Eric says, how is the back? Not any better. Worse, actually. I think I probably have to go see a doctor. It's very, very painful. Thank you for asking. Mark Lawrence, Major Kira knew what the Breen looked like. Yes, she did, because she wore a Breen disguise after beating up. So did Gul Dukat, actually. Yeah. Anywho, Matthew Mahler says this would have been better if the season was outside the galactic barrier and the device turns out to shut it off. Phoebe Seymour, Mirror Universe Chateau Picard is actually an energy drink. Hezraz, in non-canon, the Breen have a highly structured society. The Breen could totally change government types over 800 years or whatever. Oh yeah, 800 years is a long time. Hypno Amber, those damn backs, I feel ya. It was a very rough winter. Dustin D, Captain Foley, please go to bed. Doctor's orders. You guys. Antoine, nobody gives me orders. Not even my doctor. Antoine, I think they mentioned in the first or second episode this season, and also you should use Tiger Bomb. Yeah, I've got actually used Rub A535, which really helped 2 nights ago. Feed Me Seymour, called Picard Prime, Mirror Universe Energy Drink. His vineyard is actually the ultimate fighting arena. I think we actually have some Tiger Bomb downstairs. Might have to try that on my back. Dot can't get comfortable, so she's like knocking over pillows and turning around and spinning and bumping into the Precious, the pug, and can't find a good comfortable spot to lay down. Here, I'll move that pillow for you. Is that better? There you go. You can't get comfortable, and neither can I. That's great. Wow, household. What if the Breen are an offshoot of the progenitors? Interesting theory. Fleetpaw, fine. How about your second officer's orders? Go to bed, sir. Hello. My second officer is not here. Hezraz, I like that Locke is basically a prince who ran off with a peasant girl. LOL, half joking. Technically, all humanoids are an offshoot of the progenitors. Eric Martin, I'm with Dot. I can't get comfy. Oh. I need to zen out for a second. Sorry, standing. Well, getting from sitting to standing is difficult and painful. Once I'm standing, it actually provides a bit of relief. So that's why I've been taking breaks to stand. Just in case anybody was wondering. But thank you for your concern. I appreciate it. In Mirror Universe, Riker doesn't have a beard. Hold on, in season 1 of TNG, that was Mirror Riker, and by season 2 got replaced by Prime Riker. Technically, but what if they broke apart? Tom says, speaking of offshoot, what are the chances they will reveal progenitors are related to the changeling, retroactively explaining why the makeup was so similar? We've thought about that. Me and Sam have talked about that. We haven't done a video on it, but we've talked about that years ago, actually. It was an odd choice for sure to use the same style of makeup. It is quite different when you actually look at it, but with the same actress, it's kind of like... Yes, he is. Your first officer is not. Gotcha. Princess and the Frog. Kashink says was a good episode. Danny B86. Hi, Cap. Sorry about your back. What's your thoughts on the use of the ISS Enterprise? Thanks. Laziness. I just wanted to reuse the sets. This would be the perfect opportunity to have them actually have a TOS-style Connie instead, or straight struts, as somebody had mentioned earlier in this one, to show a little bit of a difference. They didn't take advantage of it. It was just a cost-saving measure, and that's fine. I get it. I wish it wasn't the Enterprise. I wish it was another ship. It could have been anything. ISS Excalibur, something like that. But it's fine. It's fine. It's all fine here now. Thank you. How are you? Raise your hands up high in the air. It straightens your spine. I know, yeah. Oh, pop goes the elbow. Yeah, I've been doing this. I've been standing, putting my arms up, and then just bending and touching my toes. And it's like pop, 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 pop in my lower back, but still hasn't really been helping. Hezraz, it is interesting to note that Burnham told Locke the Breen may just kill him and take the tech from him without actually forgiving him. So is that what happened in the alt universe they saw? Very possibly. More than likely, yes. Plus, that chair looks uncomfortable. This chair is actually very comfortable. Very comfortable. Plus, they have a cushion down, like a memory foam cushion. This chair is very comfortable to sit in. Wonder if Lower Decks will explore the Breen more now in their last season. Probably a little bit, yeah. Alt reality, I mean, with the time bug. I know what you meant, Hezraz. Fleetpaw, wait, if I'm not your second officer, who is? Lola. Fleetpaw. Oh, never mind. Feed Me Seymour. Did the progenitors mess up? Like humans, Vulcans, Klingons are successes, but the changelings and Breen, could they be a mistake? Yes, they didn't. They weren't in the oven long enough. They didn't bake properly. So they're still liquidy. Fine. I don't know. And baked cake or boiled cake? Who boils cake? That was funny. That made me laugh. Don't knock it till you try it. Boiled cake. Two of my friends are from Newfoundland, and they say they boil everything there pretty much, so I kind of laughed at that. I thought that was funny. Antoine Sims, I think we could have had a young Maul flashback so she doesn't just seem like she has daddy issues and she could be over it by now. Oh, daddy issues. Hezraz, I find it interesting that one Vulcan theory was that the universe was seeded with life by preservers, so they basically somehow knew the right story mostly. I think the preservers and the progenitors are the same species, just with different, they're just called different things. I think they're the same, because it's the same story. The Kellerans do, actually. I know, they boil everything. I understand this. Who boils cake? They do. That's what I was referring to. Feed Me Seymour. Think with Lower Decks ending the Star Trek Legacy happening. Could Boimler and Mariner join Enterprise G? No, I do not think that would happen. And Legacy is not happening that I'm aware of. So, no. Holy shit, Dave and Laura are here. Where have you been, man? I'm here. I'm doing lives. I have not seen you in forever. I know you were on a live the other day, but that was one of the 4 p.m. lives, which is a different kind of vibe. Where have you been, sir? Dave, you're in trouble. I order Laura to spank you. Or you spank her. One or the other. Whatever works for you. You're both in trouble. Antoine, they should both be commanders or captains by then. Eric Martin, I have 2 bottles of Costco back pain pills, so let me know, Cap. Yeah, I just bought some extra strength back medication, so. Hezraz, but what do they boil the cakes in? Oil? Milk? Something that hardens it? It doesn't necessarily have to be water. Technically, deep fried food is boiled. Fleetpaw, we can dream, feed me. Good point, Hezraz, very good point. Mark Lawrence can spank them in Vegas. What, Dave and Laura are going to Vegas? Haha, I've been painting the entire house. LOL. Oh no, and Laura's asleep. I will show her in the morning. Are you guys going to Vegas? Does Mark Lawrence know something that I don't? If they do. Double the size of the bar. Nice. Banana frita is a fried banana cake. Interesting. Okay, I need to stand up for 1 second. Just hold on. I'm just gonna. You know what? Fleet Pa, I think you're right. That is a good segue to end on. So, join us in Vegas this August. This is our 2019 Vegas shirt. Trekyards with the Vegas Showgirls. Got an Andorian. You got a Cation. Got a Vulcan. You got a Gorn. You got a Borg. You got a Klingon. You got a Romulan. You got a human. And you got a Cardassian. Now, the Romulan stole the human's letter. She stole the D from Trekyards. These are our Vegas Showgirls for the 2019. You can buy it at Hypno Amber. It's at the it's on the Trekyards, the Teespring and the TeePublic store. You can buy this shirt. This is the 2019 one, and it's Vega 5. Vega 5. Just saying. In the Nevada quadrant. So Vegas, but Vega 5. Clever, right? And just remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Bright light city, gonna set my soul on fire. Sylvia and I bought this when we went to Vegas in 2013, where we got married, and it's awesome. So, bingo, bango, boom, boom. Or something. Yeah, that's probably a good place to leave it. Stole the D from Trekyards, says Mark Lawrence. Yes. Wouldn't it be Viva Vegas? Viva Vega 5. Do they have cucumbers in Vegas? They do. Time to renew vows. No. I'm not doing that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I think I'll call it there. Overall, Mirrors was a good episode, maintaining the level of season 5, which is awesome. Not as good as the last episode, but still pretty interesting. There was a few missed opportunities in this one with the Mirror Universe aspect, but overall, pretty enjoyable. If you're around... No, we're not going to get remarried. I have Elvis. We got married in a helicopter above the strip at night. It was awesome. Took off from McLaren Airport, flew down the strip, went around the Stratosphere Hotel at midnight. So on the flight down there, we were not married, got married at the Stratosphere. So for the flight back, we were married, and we got some amazing pictures of the strip at night. It was beautiful. Anyway, regardless. I don't even know what I was saying. It's fine. Have a comfortable night. I will definitely try to. Love the screen. TOSL cars behind him. Yeah. Well, these is a motion picture right now, but yes. Anyway, I'm going to call it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a great night. Oh, yes, that's what I was going to say. Tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our full breakdown and review of this episode. Our edited review will be out tomorrow afternoon, probably at 2 p.m. It's either noon or 2. I can't remember. So check that out as well to get both of our takes on it. And if you want to join us for the full breakdown and review, we really appreciate it. We do it scene by scene and point out the good and the bad, because there's good and bad in all Star Trek. And we like to point that out to you guys. So anyway, until next time, thank you for joining me. Have yourself a fantastic night, and I'll see you guys later. Precious knows I'm saying goodbye to you, which means we're going downstairs in a minute. You can hear her whining. So live long and prosper, everybody, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Good night. Sayonara. All the dogs are like, is it time? It's time. Later, everybody.